What's up, guys? This is Tom Burkart from Car Revs Daily. Just did the intro outside the car. I'm doing the same one inside. Hopefully I don't say the exact same thing. That'll be pretty boring. But we're driving the 2014 Honda Accord Coupe. This is a V6 with a 6-speed manual, and we are in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park in North Carolina, which is the beautiful piece of driving area. So these roads are pretty similar to the Blue Ridge Parkway. This might actually be part of the Blue Ridge Parkway, in fact, because it's like a 400-mile span that crosses a number of states, and they're fun roads. I remember Clarkson and the Top Gear guys were here a few years ago, and they were like, "Well, all the speed limits are 35." Well, here's the thing: that nobody lives here. I mean, these are like national park roads, so it's sort of like the Pikes Peak toll road speed limit is like 15 all the way to the top, but that's not exactly what the speed that you're restricted to. It's really open land. So we are, like I said, here in the Great Smoky Mountains National Park in the Accord V6 Coupe, and trying to just enjoy some fun roads that will demonstrate how fun this car is. It's really, really fun and drives amazingly well. So let's break. We were kind of catching up to that Honda Pilot in front of us. I felt like a big kinship toward other Honda drivers on the road, because I'm on this big road trip right now with the Accord V6 Coupe, and let's do a big launch. All right, we're rolling backwards a little bit. Not a big launch, but. So as you can see, hopefully hear for yourself, it sounds really, really nice. It's got a lovely, a big gurgle and a big growl, which sounds and feels deeper than its 3.5 liters would suggest. Torque-wise, the Accord V6 Coupe definitely has a lot more low-down urge than the Hyundai Genesis Coupe 3.8 track pack, which I actually was able to drive really, really recently this week, and it's actually really surprising too. It has really great rear-wheel drive dynamics and really good firm steering, but it's pretty light on torque versus this Accord Coupe, which is and not a huge difference in the objective type, or I guess the subjective fun to drive metrics, at least for 5 to 7/10 driving on the street. So that's a huge vote of confidence for the Accord Coupe as like an incognito type family sports car. Oh, and we've had it in economy mode. That's the other side benefit, is this car is so smooth and so quiet on the highway, and it's also extremely efficient. We've been doing at least 28 miles per gallon for most of this trip, and driving almost locked at 80 miles an hour in these 70 mile an hour speed limits. That's sort of like the lockstep that a lot of traffic moves in, and but that's not exactly the 55 miles an hour that the EPA test is in. So obviously, a lot of cars with big displacement engines really lose a lot of their mileage stats, in the real world because of that fact. I mean, that's like 25 miles an hour faster than the 55 mile an hour EPA highway test level. But the Accord V6 Coupe is still efficient and still really fun, even with at like regular cruising speeds, at real world cruising speeds. And we have like a real time MPG gauge in the dashboard that's sort of like a flow meter, similar to the style that BMW has employed for many years. And it's nice. I mean, it goes to 60 miles an hour or 60 miles per gallon really often, and otherwise just hovers at about 30 miles per gallon at those highway cruising speeds that we mentioned. So this is pretty fun. So this is a really fun road. We've got like a Honda Pilot in front of us that's going pretty slowly. Just probably have family in there, so try not to crowd them too much. But I really do want to demonstrate some of this car's fun handling traits. We're not going to do anything too wild, but okay. So that's third gear, big torque, up to 5,000 RPM, 60 miles an hour. And a big torque, extremely smooth, with also like a pretty high end, a pretty good level of high end zing between 5,500 and 6,900 or 6,800 where the red line is. There's some really appreciable increases in power that come through only in those high rev ranges, which has long been like a Honda trademark feature. Thanks to that VTEC innovation that they brought to the wider world, and now is like, you know, ubiquitous on every sports car, but Honda has proven that they still really can do it very, very well. But overall, this V6 Coupe is so fun. I've been so pleasantly delighted by its eagerness and playfulness, and its overall, you know, handling joy, which you really wouldn't expect, because it has a pretty subtle makeover versus the Accord sedans, which I think would be my biggest gripe, is that it's not more stylistically unique, because with this like level of eagerness and handling, I mean, Honda's obviously worked really, really hard on giving it a unique driving characteristics. So for it to keep the basic Accord style is a little bit regrettable. It does have a couple unique flourishes, including like some horizontal chrome lower accents in the front and rear bumpers, which helps to widen the vehicle visually, as well as dual exhaust pipes on the V6, and like a gloss black internal grille piece, and you know, just a few other tweaks, but it's really not, I mean, versus like a loaded Accord V6, it looks pretty similar. So that is a little bit of a step up from the base Accords aesthetically, but it's still not exactly the most unique execution of the vehicle. But you know, like back-to-back versus the Ultima Coupe, for example, which might be this car's most direct competitor, this car looks much more special. I mean, of course it's newer, but it looks better. It has it just looks really nice. It's got this great 6-speed. I have occasionally, I'm not used to driving 6 speeds. I'm really like a 5. I've been driving a 5-speed for so long that occasionally I keep going from I don't know, like 5th to 4th, I guess, when I mean to go into 6th. But it's really just, you know, that's sort of like operator error. This car is so fun. So it has really, really quick steering and extremely eager handling that's very, very well balanced, despite being a front drive car. I mean, you really would have to be pushing it extremely hard to get a sense that it was front drive, because it handles really, really well. Got a little sharp corner here. Driving into second gear. So that's the engine sort of on its, you know, obviously just engine braking. But then when you hear the engine come on growl, it really has like a delightful growl and howl. But it's not drony at all on the highway. It really calms down and gets extremely quiet. The brakes are really, really feel great. I'm really impressed with that. Steering overall is pretty good. It's very, very light and subject to like a little bit of torque steer on heavy throttle. But considering the fact that this car is like under 6 seconds to 60 miles an hour, you know, that's totally normal, and definitely not a huge demerit for the vehicle itself. So, all right, well, hopefully this has been a little bit fun. These roads are definitely fun. You can't do anything too crazy on public roads, not like at Road America in Elkhart Lake, but where the Accord Coupe didn't get to go out on the track, but would have done just fine. It would have done just fine, even after getting out of like the 2015 Mercedes-Benz S63 AMG. The Accord felt good. It still felt pretty quick, and the driving position felt good. And these are all, you know, those are all pretty good things when you consider that. Overall, this vehicle is available from regular Accord pricing levels, so that would be like, you know, about you know, mid-20s up to about 32 or 33,000 for this model, as equipped with navigation and the V6 and sunroof and some cool stuff like that. All right, well, this has been Tom Burkart for Car Revs Daily. Hopefully you got a good sense of what the Accord Coupe is as a seriously sporty incognito sports coupe. Trying to refine the exact name of the award we're going to give it, but it's going to be well deserved. All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.